Hi, hello. It's almost winter.
We're on the doorstep.
We are, and I'm.
Walk through.
It's a knockin'.
I am really, really sad about it. My voice is also really sad about it. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but I have this weird little like tickle going on in my throat. Hate it. This is The Perspective. We talk about a bunch of random stuff. Today we're talking late fees, which
Hate
is
'em so much.
stupid. My name is McCall.
I'm Mima.
I'm producer Butters.
So check this out. The other day, I show up at my post office. All of my mail comes through my post office. Producer Butters and I and Mima, we were literally just talking about this, right? I go in, I open my mail. This is yesterday. Go in, get my mail. Dustin's waiting for a couple of checks. I'm waiting for a couple of checks. We sit down. I open it up. It's a bill. And I was like, okay, random bill. I've been sent to collections over $45.
Oh, yeah. They'll send you to
For-
collections for $10.
I mean, it's for a doctor's visit that I was pretty sure I already paid.
Isn't that the best?
So, oh my gosh, I'm like,
Hey,
no.
Do you know what's even better is when you get served for that.
oh yikes. So
Wow.
I was devastated over, well, not devastated over it, but I was like, this is a familiar territory because a couple years ago, irresponsible McCall was on debtors' doorsteps all the time. So not necessarily, but I was looking at it last night. It's $45. Dustin's like, did you not have the money in your account? Because they auto pull it. My account, the doctor's office that I go to auto pulls it. And every time I go, it's like $140 or something like that, you know? So that said, where did $45 come from? Like,
or how about, did they contact you?
see, I went through and I've received emails over it, and we were just talking about this. I've received emails for it, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I need to pay that, you know? But I don't know the last time that I ended up receiving any sort of mail from it, but it's got to be like over a year ago that was when I actually went to go visit him. Anyway, so thankfully there's no late fees tacked onto it, but we all know how much it sucks, late fees on anything.
Well, I think when they send it to collections, they get rid of the late fees just because the debt collector buys your
Dead.
bill
pennies on the dollar.
So
And then settle it.
if you owe $45, they
I wonder-
probably paid like $1 for it. So they're probably making like $40.
Can I call them and see if I can just pay less?
I'm sure you can. Be
9
like,
times
oh
out
my
of 10 you
gosh,
can.
times are so hard right
See,
now.
and that's the thing. It's like I said, it's $45. Like,
They're gonna go $45.
Yeah.
No, you really can. You
I'm-
can settle with a debt collector.
Mhm.
They will work with you if you call.
interesting.
Because
Yes,
again, they
I've done it.
paid pennies on the dollar.
Interesting.
I got a bill once because
Because I went to the doctor.
it was back then when you could combine your phone and TV or whatever,
Mhm.
but it was through two different companies. I was moving. I decided I was going to take it with, but then halfway through the move, I decided I didn't want it anymore, but they had already gave me like all this stuff for free, and I canceled it all.
Yeah.
Well, I went back to first company that does the billing and said, hey, are we good? Everything's great. Yeah, you're good. You shouldn't owe anything. Well,
Okay.
2 years later, I get a collection bill. It was like $128 or something.
Yeah.
I was like, for what? So anyways,
Interesting.
I don't know where I was going with that, but
It's fine. It happens.
Well, that
Those kinds of
happened
things
to
are
me.
ridiculous.
That happened to me because I went to California. I couldn't take my phone, so I gave it to my brother.
Mm-hmm.
The account for his cell phone, my cell phone, were under my name. So he said he would take care of it, whatever. And my brother's pretty punctual. Like, I've never had a problem with him paying on time.
Yeah.
Perfect. So he took over. We didn't have a problem. I went to California for 18 months, came back. Everything was great. I couldn't get a line on my own account anymore because
Right.
they had added so many lines.
Yeah.
So now I had to get a line under my sister's plan, but that's another different story.
I would have been like, y'all are off. Goodbye.
Figure it out.
My brother then decided he was going to switch companies. So the new cell phone company paid off the other one. So that was paid. And then 5 months later, I get a collection notice that's saying you never paid this.
Isn't
and I was
that the
like,
best?
that's a lie. So I had to contact my brother, get the payment verification from the other company and send it to them. So that got removed. But I was like, are they just trying to like get twice as much? I don't understand.
Yeah, that's interesting.
This is why I don't let other people do things under my
Ever.
account or names.
I mean, it got taken
Ever.
off. It didn't really
Right.
affect me that much because I took action as
Yeah.
soon as it came on. And then another one was another doctor's appointment
Uh-huh.
that I also paid. And I know I paid because I had the verification. And
Yeah.
then all of a sudden I had a collection. Like, they never sent me a notice.
Yeah.
But it was on my credit. And I was like,
Yeah.
so I disputed it. I was like, I already paid this.
Yeah.
And yeah, I got removed.
So
I don't know.
I just pulled this up because I was curious, because I was like, when the heck was this? Like, I have to, it doesn't say anything on like the collection thing. It's like, you owe us $45, pay it by November 24th. Great, cool. So I just pulled it up. This is from July of 2022. Like, this is last July.
That's pretty quick.
This last July, last year. Not like 4 months ago.
It's
Like a whole freaking year ago. So my mom, my sister had her son 5 years ago. And my mom just got a bill that came through from 5 years ago, like 2 weeks ago, and was like, hey, you still owe us X amount of money. And my mom was like, why was this not taken care of? Like,
TF I do.
forever ago. Anyway, just kind of interesting. Money.
It is because like, okay, so like doctor bills during the last like 3 years
Mm-hmm.
have taken like 6
Oh.
to 8 months before they even got processed, which is great because then you got that 6 to 8 month problem
Right.
in the future.
Right.
Mhm.
They're down to like a month now.
Yeah.
I
Which
hate
is
it.
which is crazy.
I liked it when it was pushed out. for
Well,
me.
the doctor
didn't.
visit have always been pretty fast. It's the hospital bills that are taking a while.
I just got 2, so
I just don't understand. Okay, so I'm pulling this up.
and one was for this month.
Interesting.
My doctor, like when I go to my doctor, mine processes pretty fast. It's like within 2 weeks I have the bill.
Oh,
Interesting.
Like over the past, I guess 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Since 2020, it would be almost 6 to 8 months before I'd get a bill.
Interesting.
That is
Okay.
interesting. Yeah,
So-
I've always had it like almost immediately, if not the day of, before I leave the office. They're like, "This is how much you have to pay."
So, okay, I'm pulling this up right now. I'm very confused. I don't understand, okay? Cuz now I'm deep diving into this realm of, cuz it's through one that has a website where you can see all of the, I'm trying to be anonymous here so that I don't make anybody angry. So, it was $16.28. July 13th, 2022. Went to the doctor, $16.28. I paid this. I paid it for $16.28 because it was for the x-ray of my hand
Mm-hmm.
because I jacked it up, and then I was like, hey, it hurts to write. It probably shouldn't. And my doctor was like, let's get an x-ray. So I went in, I paid this. When would this have been? Last November. I paid it last November of $16 because it came through and I was like, oh yeah, done. $16.28. Well, then I get this notification June of this year that's like, your commercial insurance payment was $0, so you owe us $45 now. I'm like, okay,
Was it for my late fee?
no. Because, I mean, it just like disappeared, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, just so you know, you still owe us $45 more.
I guess the insurance didn't.
Well,
cover
freak,
it,
I don't
maybe?
know.
'Cause it sounds like
$16.
it sounds like they charged you like what you would have paid if the insurance had paid, but I guess the insurance didn't pay. So
I
then
don't
they're
know.
like, by the way, there's this balance that your insurance didn't cover.
Yeah, because my original one, my clinic says, I don't understand. This one says $21.08, and then they ended up having a allowance adjustment, so it was $16.28, and then the bill came back through, and in November I paid it, and I have history of paying it, so I don't understand why all of a sudden I'm going to have to make some phone calls. It doesn't matter. It's in collections now, but I don't. What do you do at that point?
I think that they can do something. I think.
That's so
company.
weird.
I believe.
Yeah,
Can't
'cause
they?
I was.
What do you mean?
The company itself can take away the collections part, right? Or is that just now
I think
collections?
I think now it's in collections,
it's
and
in
it's
col-
just sorry.
I don't know because I've had companies
This
where
is
they've
stupid.
taken the collections off.
Yeah.
But like doctors or like medical bills, for some reason, when you log into
The portal.
The portal,
Yeah.
they say it's in collection, so deal with that company.
Yeah,
now.
so it says that it's
I guess it
paid on this
depends.
side because collections took it. I was just like, I don't know. And it's like I said, I've received emails for it. The last email was in August though. So I didn't think anything of it. And then all of a sudden, September, it's like, well, it's October now. So it's all of a sudden I just get this email that's like, well, this letter, physical letter, because they have to send you a letter for it. It's like, hey, by the way, you owe us. So I don't know. That's weird. I paid for it. Anyway, beside the point. This was not a McCall type of a conversation. It was about late fees, okay?
Yes.
So anyway.
late fees. I love them so much. So so I've lived at this apartment complex for many years,
Mhm.
and I've never had a problem.
Since the whole time you've been here.
Right.
Except for like the first year, but yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So I've been here 5 years, so I was there for 4. Anyways, doesn't matter. So I had never had a problem. My payroll pays after the grace period, and I'm fully aware, like, if you want me to pay late fees, like, I totally understand. I mean, it's not my fault I get paid
Right.
after the grace period, but totally get it. But every single time, like, I've had 4 managers at this complex, and all of them, except for the most recent one, have said, if you call me and let me know that you're going to be late, we'll waive the fees. You'll be fine. Just sign up for this program that we have that automatically takes the money out and pays us directly. And I said, okay. So I did that.
Which they charge you for too.
They charge, yeah, it's like a membership fee.
They
Right.
charge you to make a payment.
Yeah.
I have a couple of places that do that too. I
So-
mean, it's like $2,
I
but
refuse to do it.
But like, I'd rather pay $14.99 versus $90 late fee. Just saying, I'd rather pay that. So I signed up for it. All the other managers have been like, yeah, no, you're good. I'll just write a note here not to add to your fee. So this new manager comes and I call him and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be late for my rent this month. Like,
Yeah.
I am, because I don't get paid till the 5th.
right.
And then he was like, well, it's against company policy, and if I give you a break, that wouldn't be fair to our other residents. And I was like, what?
Right.
Like, and I even said this. I was like, well, the other managers have worked with me on this. And he was like, yeah, I don't know why. They shouldn't have. And I was like,
Interesting.
oh, okay, cool. I'm willing to pay the $90 late fee. Sure,
Right.
whatever. I'm late. I
Right.
get it. Do not tack on the additional $25 to notify me that I'm late, because I already know I'm late. I'm notifying you that I'm late, but they still do it.
Interesting.
Every 4th, I get a notice, and I'm like, great, an additional $25. And then,
On top of a late fee? So you got a late fee?
yeah, no, so it's a late fee,
Late fee.
and then you have a notice fee.
Oh.
Mm.
That's stupid.
Interesting.
So, and normally what I've been doing when I do get the late fees, because sometimes we get paid before the 5th, depending
Right.
on how payroll falls, blah, blah, blah. I don't know the logistics of it. When I do get it, what I do is the program that I signed up for takes the money out for the rent, pays the rent, leaves the late fee. So then I just tack it on to the next month, and then it just takes out the money and pays for it the following month. And I've never had a problem with this. He's never called me and said anything. Well, I haven't had a late fee in like 5 months, because it's just worked out that we've gotten paid.
Early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before the grace period is over, or we get paid on Monday, which would be when I guess they would process everything. So
Mhm.
it gets
makes
paid
sense.
on Monday.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I don't get any fees or whatever. And it just works out. This month it didn't work out, unfortunately, and I knew it was coming, and I was like, I'll just tack it on to next month. It's fine. I've done it forever. Well, today I get an email saying, if you don't pay by the end of day, you're going to get additional late fees.
Interesting.
Like, why? Why are you putting late fees on top of late fees?
It's interesting. I don't know.
I was trying to figure out what that noise was. I don't know if you guys could hear it.
Oh
but
yeah, it's a
the-
staple
it was
gun.
like
Yep.
And I was
We're
like,
doing-
I'm like, who was going crazy with the
Ren-
gun over here?
Renovations.
Listen,
Yep. It's your stapler.
not sure if you can hear that in the podcast.
Yeah. It's the stapler.
It's funny.
The
I
hand
can
stapler,
see it. I
hand
can see what he's
tacker.
doing. I just didn't know it was him
Yeah.
because I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing.
You want to pop
but-
your door closed?
It doesn't close by itself. Remember, renovations.
I actually kind of like that.
I know. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's only bad when people open the door outside because then the pressure makes the door open.
Hmm.
So
Fun.
I have to put our door stopper in front of
Oh, that
this
makes
side of
sense.
it.
I never thought of that.
Yeah. Because they'll open the door and it's like, whoosh.
Anyway,
Anyway, late fees
fees.
suck. Hate
Big
them.
piece. Yeah.
I'm-
so.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's not like I wasn't gonna pay.
Right.
I was gonna pay it,
But now I'm not gonna.
and I'm just like, it's taken every fiber in my being not to go off on him because again, all other 3 managers that I've had have worked with me on this.
Right.
I've never gotten a late fee until now, and it's like, and now you're threatening to give me additional late fees, which has never been a problem.
it sounds like a terrible company. Or
They
manager.
weren't bad. Like I said, if I have a problem, they'll fix it right
Yeah.
away. Like I've never had a problem with them.
So what day would
Until
you like
now.
to put them on blast?
I mean, it seems like they've been pretty reasonable up until now, which is, that's cool of
Yeah.
them.
Not reasonable.
Just, unacceptable. How dare they?
They also followed my suggestion when like the first year I moved in. They were like, "What would you do?" They sent us like a survey, like all the residents, and they're like, "What would you say the complex needed to make it better for
Late
residents?"
fees moved to the 10th.
And again, I wasn't thinking about late fees because I didn't have to worry about them.
Right.
So I was just like, "Oh, a dog park! Like you don't have like a dog running area."
Yeah.
So they made a huge dog running area.
Yeah.
So they took the playground out and put the dog area in.
No, we still have a playground.
Oh,
good.
What I
it's just
think
half the size now.
No, because the playground's on the other side of the street, like across the street from the dog
Just
park.
trying to figure out what they compromise with because it's not like they're gonna spend money on things.
They just compromised green area.
Oh.
So
Turn it into dog green area ish.
So they just put a fence up and said, "Here, dog area."
yeah, and
Cool.
they put like doggy bags and places
little
to
garbage
put
can.
Yeah. So this
Nifty.
complex, the way when I first got there, it had a tennis court that doesn't have a net, but
It's there.
a tennis
You
court,
can go request it.
and then a bunch of green area, and then the street, and then across the street, it's like a half basketball court and the playground. That's what it had. So when we suggested that, they just fenced the green area up for the dog area, which I appreciated because my dog likes to run around, and I just put him in there, and he's like, woo.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think
It's interesting.
my next suggestion was, can you like gut the tennis court since you're not doing anything and put maybe like a pool
Or a pickleball,
Yeah.
or something?
Could have been either. Makes sense.
something that doesn't make noise.
Well, I think they, I don't know, theory. I don't know. I wasn't there when there was a net, but I feel like maybe the tennis balls were hitting the windows.
Could have been. A lot of the times, like when it comes, I mean, speaking from my perspective where I'm at over a parks department, we don't put the tennis net up unless somebody asks for it because otherwise people will like
Destroy
mess
it.
with it or, take it or they'll, cut it. Like kids are ridiculous and they come up with weird things. And so they'll hang on it and break it and that kind of thing. And so it's one that we'll put up, but you have to request it. And whether it's,
How many hours of notice do you have to have?
well, we'll put it up like at the beginning of whatever it is, the weekend or whatever. If someone's like, hey, we're going to be here to come play or whatever, they'll put it up at the beginning of the weekend and then just leave it. So it'll stay up, but usually it won't go up until like early in the morning and then late at night. They'll take it down
Makes sense.
so that people aren't like playing with it overnight.
Mm.
So anyway, kind of interesting. Late fees suck. Any final thoughts?
Pay your late fees, I guess,
Yeah. Pay early.
or go to collections. I don't know. What to tell
Yeah.
you.
Go to collections like me.
Avoid the late fees. Just do whatever you can to avoid them.
Okay. This has been The Perspective.
Bye.
Bye.